In this English lesson, I wanted to help you learn the English phrase to sit in on. It's a nice phrasal verb with two prepositions at the end, which makes it a little confusing. This means to go to something like a class to observe rather than take it. At work, sometimes the principal needs to check if I'm teaching properly, and so the principal will sit in on one of my classes. When you visit a school and you're thinking about going there, you might sit in on one of the classes to see if you like it. Maybe your town has a meeting and it's open to the public, and if you want, you can go sit in on the meeting. So it means you go to something to observe it. It doesn't mean you're going to participate or ask questions. You basically are just going to sit and watch and listen. You're going to sit in on whatever's happening. The other phrase I wanted to teach you today is to sit out. This means to not do something. Sometimes a player on a team will be injured and they will sit out for a game or two. Sometimes it's a minor injury, and if they just sit out for a game or two, it will get better. So it simply means to not do something. In fact, if you're part of something where you can volunteer whether you want to do it or not, sometimes you can say, oh, I'll just sit this one out. That means you're not going to do it. So to review, to sit in on something means to go to something like a meeting or a class just to listen and watch and to not participate. And to sit out means to simply not participate in something. It's not fun when you're on a team and you're hurt and you have to sit out for a game or two. You just sit on the bench and watch everyone else play. But hey, let's look at a comment from a previous video. This is from Mr. Fishery. Wow, Bob got contacts to get a plane flying above for a video. Puntastic. And my response, yep, it cost quite a bit. So that's in reference to my last lesson where a plane flew over and I made a pun about puns while a plane flew over. And some of you not necessarily questioned whether a plane actually flew over, but suggested maybe that it was just some sound effects, but it wasn't. A plane actually did fly over. I promise you in the future, anytime a plane flies over during a lesson, I will spin the camera around and show the plane to you, even if it's a tiny dot in the sky. Well, what am I doing today? Well, I am walking to the drugstore to get more of these. It's the second week of school, and as usual, I'm using my voice too much. Actually, that's not necessarily true. I think I'm speaking too loudly. So I don't have a sore throat, and this does happen at the beginning of every school year. I just feel like it's strained a little bit. So I like to buy throat lozenges to just kind of soothe my throat while I'm teaching and at the end of the day. So I'm on my way to this drugstore up here, not the dollar store. They don't have very good throat lozenges. I'm on my way to this drugstore to buy a few. And interestingly enough, they're not very cheap anymore. I feel like maybe my school should buy them for me, but then they might question how much talking I do on my YouTube channel as well, and whether I should be resting my voice. But anyways, just one of the things that happens when you're a teacher. You talk a lot. You talk, like I don't yell, but I talk just a little more loudly than I normally would talk when I'm teaching my classes. You say a lot of things like, hey, could I have your attention please? And all those other teacher things. And sometimes you just have to say them a bit loudly. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in a couple days with another short English lesson. This one is a few seconds shorter than normal, but just trying to save my voice. Bye.